Hello everyone, this is Ryan the Gaming Lawyer coming at you today with some Stellaris using a total conversion mod called it's Star Trek New Horizons, which basically transforms the game into the Star Trek universe with storylines and all sorts of other stuff like that. Now the purpose of this video is not the traditional Let's Play or an introduction to the game Stellaris. I actually, on a whim, I live streamed this last night, and I had fun, but it was obvious that this is probably not a game that's like super conducive to live streaming because it's got a pretty slow pace. And see right here, zooming out from Earth, you can see there's just a lot going on. There's a lot to keep track of. There's a lot of moving parts. And there's a lot of periods where you're just like, I streamed this for almost 5 hours last night, and mostly what I did was we'd complete research goals that would come up with new ship part designs, and I would upgrade my existing fleets to the new designs. And that's mostly what happened. Under the backdrop of I'm playing the Federation of Planets, like in Star Trek, which I've built up. This is several hours into the game. I've been playing this game for about a week in my spare time, and so this represents a somewhat intermediate period within the game. When you start off, it's literally just you on planet Earth, and then you made first contact with the Vulcans after discovering warp drive in accordance with like the actual Star Trek timeline. And then where you go from there is largely determined by, you know, your decisions and how you treat people. So I've been relatively peaceful, which the Federation is. It's a very passive nation that mostly expands by integrating new people into the Federation. So we have like Vulcan has been integrated, the Andorians have been integrated. They're now just part of my nation. And then I've got a few people that I have association status with around that are sort of like allies, or at least peaceable type things. But we do have a situation brewing over here with the Cardassian Union. My immediate neighbors, we have a very horrible relationship right now. They have declared us rivals. They've told us that a bunch of these star systems in our territory rightfully belong to them, which is often a preamble to war. So I have assembled fleets that I've congregated along some of the I've only got two inhabited planets along this border, so I've dumped most of my fleets there, and I have them for the most part just docked and waiting, because we don't start wars, at least not when it comes to like wars of aggression to conquer territory and that sort of thing. So the way they're posturing, I'm waiting for them to declare war. I don't know if maybe at this point maybe they won't even do it because they know they'll be outmatched, but they've been rattling their sabers a lot, so I've been preparing for anything. So this was 4 hours of stream last night that I basically had this situation looking tense, but not really doing anything, as I upgraded planets and buildings and a lot of just administrative stuff. So it was almost like 4 hours of watching someone who is a Starfleet administrator just take care of like, okay, we're gonna upgrade these buildings, we're gonna have to send resources to here, and blah, 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 blah. But at the very end, there was a random encounter. We sent a science ship out to this nebula, and when we investigated this planet, I guess it was some former Starfleet captain where something went horribly wrong, and now he's come back after who knows how long, and he's blaming the Federation for his loss, like for what happened to him being forgotten or written off, and now he's got this massive fleet that. And I had actually had the science ship had an escort of a pretty sizable, sort of my secondary main military force. I didn't want to divert too much attention from here, but it was probably about a third of my military I sent along just in case something crazy happened over here. And it did. And this fleet that this guy launched ended up being it's almost as strong as the Cardassians' entire fleet. It's probably like, this is 5.8K. I think the Cardassians, this has been a measure of fleet strength. And it's well over 6 once they're healed up. The Cardassians are somewhere around 7 to 8K. So that's just to say, this is I was not expecting this pop up in a random encounter. But long story short, or long story long at this point, I'm just rambling. But when I finished up my stream last night, I was saying there's a good chance that I will not be streaming Stellaris again, because it's just a game that for me, it takes up, there's too many details and it takes up too much concentration if I'm actually going to play it to do it while I'm streaming. But I did get some requests. There were people that were invested a little bit and what the hell's going on, and they want to see. They waited for 4 hours to see me go to war with the Cardassians, and nothing happened. So I've gotten requests to have my recording software on standby as I play this on my own. I'm not going to be recording everything that I do, but I'm going to have my recording software ready so that if things do go crazy, that I'll be able to record it and I'll be able to patch together an episode of just highlights of developments so people can see what's been going on in my little Star Trek universe. So anyways, what's basically is happening right now, and then I'm gonna stop recording until more noteworthy stuff has happened. But this crazy ex-Starfleet captain dude has started to invade our space with a sizable fleet, which means I need to take, now at this point, I'm gonna take the bulk of my fleet, the bulk of my military forces, which I've had stationed along this border. In order to ensure that I'm able to stop this guy, I'm gonna have to take the majority of my forces to confront him and shut him down. And there was some concern. I don't have a ton of experience with this game to know exactly how smart the AI is, but there's a possibility that once the Cardassians see that I've diverted most of my military power to the opposite side of my empire, that might be a time for them to strike and to move on in here, because they could do a lot of damage over here in the time it would take for my guys. If we were fighting over here, they could do a lot of damage before I could get that fleet back, so to confront them. So yeah, so that's the basic situation that's going on in this game right now. And without further ado, I'm going to stop this for now, and we will be back. I think at the point that I get a fleet over to confront this guy, I'm probably going to show that confrontation, and if anything else crazy or noteworthy pops up in the meantime, I'll pop back in with and let you guys know about that as well. All right, so see you soon. Okay, the first thing that's happening, which is pretty predictable at this point, but it is that Captain Mao, the embittered former Starfleet captain, has taken his fleet, and he is attacking his first star base in our territory, which is I don't think this is a basic like outpost star base. This is not, I don't think they've got any defenses or anything here. So this is every star that I own has at least an outpost star base. Oh crap. But yeah, so he's beginning his reign of terror. This is why we've got to send some manpower out here to stop him. And now it looks like a whole bunch of other crap's happening that's probably not that exciting. But I just wanted to check in before I jump into all this other administrative stuff and show you, yeah, in fact, this guy is coming into our space and he's coming to wreck our crap. So we got to put a stop to this. All right, well, at this point, we've got a little problem. This guy is, this little starbase here was no problem, and he is now making his way to my first real high-value system. This is a colonized world.
Procedures initiated.
Someone's getting attacked somewhere else. Let me make sure. All right, come on, game. Okay, this is what it was like for 4 hours last night. I swear, it's just like, hey, it's like being a manager at a store. It's like, oh, we're out of quarters down at the register. We're out. So let me get photon torpedoes. Check. Plate of armor. That sounds good. Let's do that. And there's a treaty thing happening. Trade treaty timed out. Okay, this is notification. I don't actively pursue those. Okay, back to the actual thing that I'm worried about, but why we're here. So now he's in this system. At this point, if I had gotten the damaged fleet that retreated from him initially, when I first encountered him, he wiped out about half my fleet, and then I did an emergency warp away. And that ship is shown up at a nearby star system,
Complete.
a few systems away, and it's been repaired, but it's still only about half the strength. If I'd been able to get it here to meet up with this, maybe they could have worked together. Because this star base, as you can see, this guy's 5.7. This star base is 6.5, and it's got some defenses, which means there's a possibility that this star base alone might be able to fend this guy off. Son of a bitch. All right, yeah, I get it. Okay, there's the Martian colonies. I've been developing, terraforming Mars into like an inhabitable place. Is there any power? Okay, there's this like weird politics. People aren't having a good time on Mars. It's fine. I got it. There's some arguments, but they're coming along nicely there. All right, this is the good stuff. Dreams of, okay, yeah, more about, is this more about Mars? I think, yeah, this is more about Mars, about like the terraforming process of Mars. Man, these guys can't let a week go by without having some big news. But right now, I'm focused on this battle. I don't want to hear about Mars' little political intrigues at this moment. And research. I don't want to let that slip by. Everything keeps happening. Let's do the holographic training center. That'll help our troops be better. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Let's have a combat. Yeah, survey's complete. Good job. Excellent work, guys. A war between, okay, Ostian hunters and the Dominion. That's the other side of the universe. So that's these guys fighting. It would take me 50 years just to get a ship over there. Not really urgent. Alright, noted. What's full? Influence. Oh, influence is full. Holy crap. Okay, time to buy an influence edict. Sorry. It's bureaucracy, folks. I want to watch this battle, and I want to record this battle, but I can't let important bureaucratic matters slip by the wayside while it's happening. Traditions. Not traditions. We want edicts. So we can spend a little bit. We've capped out our influence. We want to spend a little bit of that. I think we're going to spur production. That's going to cost us 300. So that way we can continue. We can benefit from those points rather than just have it stall out on us. All right. And a trade deal offer. Bajoran's Second Republic wants dilithium. No one's getting my damn dilithium. Don't ask. I'm not giving it to anyone. It's you can't have it either. I don't want your money. My dilithium is precious to me. Get away. Nobody asked me for dilithium. You won't get it. Unless it's someone that I really want to support, like who's up against a rival or something. Maybe I give them dilithium then. But just random dudes that want to give me money that I don't need. At this point in my space management career, the Federation, it's not money, it's energy credits. And we're almost always maxed out on our storage capacity of energy, so. Alright, one of my ships is running away from bad guy automatically. Good on you. One of my exploration ships. So, you know what? This starbase looks like it's actually... I think it's actually, it's actually hurting this guy a little bit. This starbase, because I've upgraded it so much, even without the assistance of a major fleet of ships, it might be able to hold its own. I mean, it is losing It is being damaged, but this guy, it seems like he might be going down. You know what? Let me see. Maybe it's time to send... Hey, hi, bird. Bird's over there. Maybe it's time to send this guy. Okay, hello. Mars Initiative, come on, guys. Annual report. Okay, it's over 65% done. Thank you for the update. I've almost had enough hearing about what's happening on Mars. There's just other stuff I'm more concerned with right now. I feel like this guy's getting his ass handed to him enough now by this starbase that this fleet, even though it's slightly smaller than him, when combined with my starbase, it might be worth sending him over. And yeah, hostile fleet, the Newton. Non-aggression pact between somebody and somebody who's not me. Excellent, good to know. Happy for you. Federation Council. Meets every year or 2 years? Can't remember. Okay, we're just gonna check. Have an ascension to integrate someone fully, one of our allies fully into the system. 54% complete. We're gonna continue low intensity negotiations that don't cost us anything because I don't want to use. Particularly now that, especially since I just spent a bunch of influence to make it so it didn't get stuck at cap, I do not want to spend now more influence. So it's not critical. Absorbing those guys is not critical. They're only comprised of one star system, so it's not really the only reason I'm doing it is because hopefully they have a lot of rivalries around me that make it hard for me to negotiate with other people. And hopefully once I've integrated them and are no longer a separate political entity, I'll be able to talk business better with some of the other people around us. But right now, that Trill thing, those guys are not... They're not playing well with a lot of my other neighbors. They have a lot of beef in the side of the galaxy. I think this starbase might be enough to shut those assholes down. Which makes... Well, hold on, that starbase is getting... It's getting pretty beat up. Look at the actual hull strength. His hull strength is getting kind of torn. Alright. Trade treaty with Nation of Remus is timed out. That's fine. Not a bigs. Don't care. Some other people somewhere else made a peace treaty. That's fine. I just want to see where this is going. I don't want to do any faster speed, though. I'm doing normal speed right now. I can speed this up a lot more. But there's so many notifications and stuff coming at me. Oh, this guy he is going down. But my starbase is so hurt right now. Look at this. Even though it's still got a lot of firepower, all that firepower is gonna go away in a second. If he doesn't manage to take out, if they don't take out the rest of this guy. If this little health bar, this little green, can outlast that green, we're in good shape. But it's looking... I feel like my starbase is not... Armor's gone. Oh, he's down to 1K. Oh, so close. It's so close. Down to 15,000 health. I might be able to pull this thing off. I mean, I'm not doing anything active, but this starbase. Oh, do we get beaten? No, we're still fighting. It's just a resource full. My energy credits are full again. Sort of normal. Down to 12,000. Now this guy's getting... Oh, I think the starbase is going to beat him finally. Look at him, he's going! He's going down. The swarm fleet has been destroyed with Captain Mao's threat to United... Oh, now there's no more threat. Alright, son of a bitch. I just want to watch the last of his ships blow up. Screw you, Captain Mao. Alright, which means that now he can go back to where he was. And the reason I would want him this fleet to come back here is because I've queued up a bunch of construction for reinforcements for the ships that he's lost, and most of that's going to focus at this station. So I would like him to be back at this station. We're now going back to status quo. Oh crap! The Enterprise got all the way over here, and look at who didn't do anything yet. All right, we're going to send the Enterprise fleet and the and our other Federation fleet back to hang out at this Starbase. This is their house. And so for now, the crisis... Oh, wait a minute. Is this still a thing over here? You know what? Screw that. We're gonna... Where's the Enterprise? I'm still gonna send the I'm gonna send these fleets in to check this out, because according to this, there might still be some crap over here. I don't know if there is for sure, but I'm gonna send my big guns in there just in case. Alright, so I'm guessing this might just be a marker of the time I ran into the guy I just beat. That's about the same size that he was. So this might just be something telling me, oh, last time I was here, there was a tough guy. And maybe not taking into account the fact that he left the system and started a little rampage across my empire. But I'm pretty sure this is a non-thing, and the only thing that might happen from this point is if the Cardassians end up wanting to make true on their promises of their threats and start invading me. I kind of almost want them to do it, because I can't make any claims on their systems unless they are engaged in a war of aggression on me. I can't do it before that. So I would like them to engage in a war of aggression upon me, at which time I'm going to use my influence points to make claims on a bunch of their crap and take over their stuff, because it's a defensive war, quote unquote. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Okay, so it is about 20 years later. We cleared all this stuff out over here. It turns out there was nothing. Once we got rid of the major fleet, that was it. There were no more incidents, and the Cardassians have never ended up attacking us. So, but they did attack one of our friends recently, and while that was happening, I was actually attempting to get in position to start a war from the other front, even though there was not a defensive pact, so I couldn't have gotten in on that basis. But there is supposed to be a way as the Federation that you can declare ideological war, where you wouldn't be claiming territories, but if you win, you can force them to adopt your ideologies, which means I might be able to integrate them peaceably into the Federation, but I'm not. That would be many steps away. But at any rate, I would not have a hostile people on my doorstep among the little trifecta here of the Klingons, the Cardassians, and the Romulans, forming a little triangle of sort of hostile people against us. So I'm going to start the war right now if I can. I have two major fleets. This is the Enterprise fleet set up here, ready to go into their territory, and let me see. And then I've got my first fleet. I've got both my major fleets. One's ready to go this way, one's ready to go that way. And they're gonna, as soon as I declare war, I'm gonna set them off to go. And then we will see where things end up. Let me see. Cardassians. This is the first time I've actually declared war in this mod, so it's a little exciting.
We are ready.
Oh, I'm good. Glad you're ready, because we're declaring war. Oh no, do I not have? We do not have. I do not have the ideology cast a spell. Huh. Okay, I just figured out the problem. It's because we became too strong. I kept bulking up my military, and we became too strong. And now their relative strength, in order for them to be a rival of ours, they can't be considered pathetic militarily compared to us. And somehow we crossed the line where we became powerful enough that they're considered pathetic. And therefore they are no longer eligible to be a rival, which means rivalry in a normal game grants the animosity cause of war, the casus belli. which in this game becomes the ideological one, that we can impose our ideology. So the reason I can't impose ideological war on them is because I made too many ginormous ships. I think the problem is I actually finished research on a new class of ship. It's the Galaxy class, which is what the Enterprise from the Next Generation was. And they were massive, and I made 2 of those to head my 2 major fleets. And I think after I completed the second one, that's when they stopped being eligible as a rival for me. So just those little ships make a huge difference. So for now, there does not appear to be any looming war on the horizon. Maybe I'll actually dismantle one of those ships and see if it makes a difference. But for now, it's a little disappointing. But I have to reduce my fleet so we can be rivals, and I have to reduce my war capabilities in order to declare war. It's a little backwards, but that's where we're at. Okay, so we are moving our forces back into the positions we were previously. I have I shrunk down. I disabled some of my fleet. I took out some of the. I had 2 completely full to capacity fleets. I took out maybe 25% of the ships from both of them, and all of a sudden the Cardassians went from being pathetic in comparison to inferior in comparison, which means I should be able to declare them my rivals now, which means
We are ready.
that should give me the ability to declare war on them. So let's. Oh no, can I still not? Okay. I want this historic moment to be preserved for posterity. Yep. And don't I have? There it is. Impose ideology.
We are ready.
have declared war.
We have now declared war. You heard it here first, people. Sue for peace. Not yet. All right.
We are ready.
Their diplomatic response to war? The human people would do well to remember this day. It marks the first day of their defeat at the hands of the Cardassian Union. Yeah, I had to scrap 25% of my fleet just to be weak enough to declare you a rival. The cries of their enslaved families will be an eternal reminder of their folly in attacking the Cardassian Union. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We got the Enterprise. I think ready to hit. Oh, I can't get there yet. There's no. What do you mean there's no route? Okay, can I just go straight here? Looks like where the fun stuff is. Nope. So we're gonna start sending the Enterprise fleet there, and sending our first fleet. Oh no, where's the what? No, not them. Okay, stop it. Cancel that order. First fleet. There, that's where. Can I go straight to the Badlands sector, or do I have to go through that other one? Going straight there. Alright. And we've got armies. I don't even know if we're going to need to do land invasions, since we can't capture planets. It might not be worth doing land invasions. But we do have the Lawhawk Logistics Fleet 1, which is which are ground armies to occupy planets if we feel like doing that. Yeah, these guys are in trouble now. So we'll go to fastest.
Survey complete. System survey complete.
Of course, I've got a million little things happening here. No orders here, just auto survey. That part. And I think that one is auto survey. Okay. Go back. We get a tight zoom on the Enterprise. This is our flagship fleet. And there's our new Galaxy class. This is our first Galaxy class ship. I didn't scrap when I was scrapping stuff. I scrapped the even though the Galaxy classes are the ones that threw us over the threshold, so we can no longer be at war.
Hostile station engaged.
Here we go. This is the first fire, the first shots fired.